What's up, you guys? This is Joseph Darling from Men of High Value channel. Today we're going to talk about chasing women, why it's a bad idea. But I'm going to do it from a different point of view. I'm going to do it from a point of view of establishing your empire and understanding life in general. Because once you understand your empire, how it looks like, and understanding your life and where you can actually take it, suddenly women become less important. And if we think about the three things in life that we set goals in, it's relationships, it's health, and it's finances. And very often we do health and finances in order for us to have fantastic relationships. So women are a very important part of that, but it's not the end all. And it is the thing that's going to give us massive joy and happiness, yes, but it comes in stage 3. So there are 3 stages that I'm going to explain in terms of your life, and it starts with phase number 1. Stage number 1 is what I call the diversification stage. This is as you go through life, you become a teenager, and very often you stay a teenager for the rest of your life. There are some people who never even get to stage 2, let alone stage 3. They remain in stage 1. And what is this diversification stage? Well, obviously here in this stage, you start from scratch. So you're poor when it comes to relationships because you haven't learned anything about it yet. You're poor when it comes to your health because you haven't developed optimal health yet. I mean, as a child, obviously, you have fantastic health. And then eventually it declines, but it's poverty in terms that you don't know how to take care of yourself. Eventually you'll figure it out, and you can keep your health at an optimal level for years and years to come, up to your 80s, 90s. Maybe we'll figure out a way of living forever eventually, but that's something that you're poor at in the beginning because you don't know squat. And the last one is poverty in finances. Obviously, like you understand now, is riches is not only in money and only in finances. The only reason why people think about it so much is because they have a lack of it. If they had a lot of money, they will feel that they have now gotten that out of the way. So now they can think about the stuff that they're interested in and what's important to them. Sometimes that is making more money because they love it. But other times it's actually just enjoying their family relationships and taking those to a massively higher level, or helping others, or doing things that actually give them massive joy. So in the diversification stage, you're poor in all of these categories. The reason why it's diversification is because you have no control over yourself. No self-control means that you are distracted by all the different things that are happening to you, but also happening to other people and the news and your different business opportunities or school and work and girlfriend and diversification. You're not focused on one massive vision and purpose that you have for your life. You're focused on what's happening to you instead of making things happen. And when you're in that stage, you very often are in the blame type of mentality, where it's not your fault because things are happening to you. The moment you manage to change the blame aspect in order to and take responsibility for yourself, your family, and your future generations and society at large, that's when you can start moving on to stage 2. Stage 1 is blame, and giving everyone else power over your life instead of getting personal power. This stage also is interesting in terms of women. In this stage, you are the feminine one who wants sex. You are the feminine one who is chasing girls. You're the feminine one who has no power in the male and female dynamics. Women have that power. Women have that power over you, and they use it in order to get what they want. That's why, in the end, you end up ruining your health, or at least, not making it optimal through drinking, through staying up late during the weekends, through, texts throughout the day from girls, or any of those diversification activities that doesn't help you focus on your end goal and your empire. That's what I mean by diversification. Another thing that speeds up and keeps you in this diversification stage, as we've spoken about on this channel, is ejaculation. Lack of ejaculation control is a reason why people stay in this stage their entire lives, because of porn, masturbation, or simply having sex continuously throughout marriage without having a goal. Do you understand the importance now of actually having a goal and purpose and a goal, like somewhere to go? If you don't have somewhere to go, then life becomes this map where you're just going around in circles and going all over the place, traveling all over the world, and yet having no purpose. Without a purpose, you die. Without a purpose, you will not get anywhere. You can't have joy and happiness eventually without having some form of purpose, and it must be a purpose that's bigger than you. Bigger than I want this, that, and the other. It needs to be big in terms of service. I want this for humankind. Because if you understand that process, it will make you have to grow and develop and become. So this is also in the stage where you're in the worst in terms of selfishness. Because in this stage, you might think also, if you do good some places, a little bit here and there, you do good, one good deed a day, that's fantastic. That's better than no good deeds or bad deeds. But if you only do small little good deeds, which, yes, they do have ripple effects, but you don't think bigger. How can I get 1 million people to do good deeds? Yes, it starts with you, but if you think big, then you will move on to stage 2, and I'll explain what you do in stage 2 in terms of selfishness. Because in stage 2, it's the focus stage. And in this stage, it's all about educating yourself. It's all about focusing on inner growth and you developing as a man and as a human being. Understanding life, understanding the world, understanding women, understanding business, understanding finances, taking things to a whole nother level when it comes to your massive action skills, your massive action habits, where you now are focused on yourself, which sounds completely opposite to what people are saying out there today of like, no, if you need to focus on others and that's how you'll be happy. Of course. But the focus on yourself is temporary in terms of I need to understand myself so that I can give more of myself. If you don't understand life and you don't understand the world, you'll end up being in that ejaculation phase of diversification, and never going to the next level of service, of true service, where you can actually gain traction and do things consistently. Focus, follow on course until successful means that you have now clarified a vision, clarified a purpose, and you are now consistently, every single day, taking steps in order to get to that place. And that consistency, daily consistency in habits, will develop an exponential growth curve that will take you to stage 3. In stage 2, you are developing self-control. Self-control that you're able to focus your mind on a specific task in a specific subject that eliminates distraction, that simplifies your life so that no one can bother you on this phase, on this stage. No one can bother you because you've got a goal and you're going straight forward. Sometimes sometimes you'll be a bit abrasive because people won't have access to you. You'll be selfish in some ways because people will want to get hold of you. People will want to spend time with you. People will want you to go to parties with them. Girls will want to get in there and say, hey, but what about me? Blah, 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 blah. But you're focused. And because of that selfishness, you are able to create the life that you want to create. The fact of cutting yourself off from other people who are not helping you propel you forward to stage 3 means that you might not need these people. If they want to be in your life, they'll keep going after you and actually join you on that journey towards stage 3. And if they join you, then yes, spend time with them because they're actually helping you to go in the right direction. But if it's people who are adamant on staying in stage 1 and being diversified, they will make you diversified. And that's why you have to be somewhat selfish in terms of that so that you can serve others, but not serve the small, petty people in phase 1 alone. They'll distract you. You have to serve people in stage 3 because people in stage 3 will actually take you to stage 3. That makes sense. In this stage, you can get there without semen retention. There are tons of people out there in the world today who are just rational, reasonable, like they're just following logic and saving and creating exponential growth in finances and getting their freedom. Fantastic. But do they understand women? Do they understand how to have deep, meaningful relationships with women? Do they understand how the world works? Or are they purely thinking about themselves and their own wealth? You understand? Do they cheat on their wives? Because that will make them fall back into stage 1. Very often, if you become massively successful in stage 2, if you become massively successful in stage 1, somehow you manage to do that while having a foot in stage 2 in terms of finances and business, very often that business and those finances will disappear and you'll be put in more debt than you could ever imagine. And you might be able now through experience to build yourself up again to stage 2 because it required inner growth, it required self-development, it required you to become something. But you might not have the semen retention of balance to keep you from being diversified. That's what semen retention can do for you. It eliminates diversification and allows you to simplify your life and focus. Because you don't have the need to expel your seed. You don't have a need for a girlfriend. You don't have a need for masturbation and porn. You don't have a need for any of that. And that focus and calmness of purpose and calmness of vision helps you to focus on building your empire and building your purpose and vision for your life. That's what stage 2 does. And when you've consistently done that for a long period of time, sometimes it only takes 2 years. Sometimes it takes 5 years. Sometimes it takes 10 years for some people. Eventually you'll get there, and then you get to stage 3. What is stage 3? Stage 3 is when you can now attach yourself to a woman of your choice, where you can use the sexual energy that you produce with that relationship and without ejaculation to spur you on further with your habit of focus. This is the exponential growth curve where not only are you exponentially productive, but you're able now to help people in stage 2 to also get to that level where you are of being massively productive. And now you have maybe tens of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people who are disciplined and productive because they're creating their own empire together with you. When that happens, oh my gosh, things happen so quickly, you feel like you have Midas touch. There will be more problems, yes, obviously, but you handle them perfectly with calmness, with poise, and you are solving the world's problems here. You're becoming a very, very important person. You're entering into the status phase of your life where you are now delegating control to other people and helping them learn. And when they thank you for that effort that you are putting into them, you're investing in them, and you're investing into businesses, you're investing in people. Their gratitude to you, if you surround yourself with the right people, will give you a profound joy and happiness that you can't get anywhere else except from having people around you who massively love you, massively respect you, and admire you, at the same time as you have women in your life who adore you more than anything else on planet Earth. Do you understand stage 3? What's interesting about stage 3 is that you can get there when you're 18 years old. Why should you wait until you're 40 years old? Why should you wait until you're 30 like me? I've been in the diversification stage pretty much up until now. That's what's gotten me into problems. But now I'm understanding these concepts, applying them to my life, sending my wife over to America to live there for a few months without me so I can focus. And I'm fired up about it. And I hope that you want to be part of this journey. Tell me if this was a beneficial video for you. Please like this video. Make sure you subscribe. And let's take this together to a whole nother level. I want to help you. And the way you help me is by commenting below. Make sure you like again. And I'll see you again tomorrow.